but you've known each other for a long time. Who knows? Maybe even consider Jack a friend. I know I do at this point. What is your experience been with Jack? How did you meet him to your recollection? Give us
Uh,
some Jack highlights. Bring us into it, please.
so I met Jack on We're Awake TV, Ian's panel. Anybody remembers him back in the day? And he arrived. That was back when he was looking like a bushy wild man, and everybody on the panel knew who he was. They were excited to see him. I had no idea. I couldn't figure out if this dude's Jesus shtick was real or not. 3 years later, I'm still not sure if it's real or not. But he has a pretty broad question. Jack is Jack and I both have our own ends in mind all the time. So we can clash in directions. He's a little bit hard to stay mad at, but he's definitely a pain in the ass. Refine the question some. Is very broad.
I just wanted to know your history with Jack, you know, the ups and downs and things like that.
Is this process going to affect my credit? I feel like I'm applying for something.
What?
You're applying for the Live Without Fear experience. Climb aboard, everybody. It's the Talcott Express. Where's the where's the meme? Where is it? Here we go. Climb aboard, everybody. It's the Talcott Express.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love the colors. I love everything, the diverse colors.
It's so monocultural.
I noticed that, by the way. I noticed that. Never mind. I'll leave that. I'll leave it where I was gonna.
Hey, Rose, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What kind of like sort of? I mean, and this could be just you know, a total. Well, it just is impossible. Could be your answer, and that's okay. You can be honest. But what kind of heights does one have to reach? What kind of goals could we shoot for to attain to have Jack Talcott end up on the Crow 777 someday? How could we get him there?
I'm not sure it's a good fit for the format that we do, which is very topic specific.
That's true.
But let me tell you, if something happens, it's like a big story that would be serving as maybe just an example of someone who stood up for what he believed in, and there was this tangible outcome. I mean, obviously, if he speaks to Trump and Elon Musk, and I tell Crow that I was friends with the guy all throughout, and you know, we've got.
He spoke to Don Lemon. He got tackled.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Crow cared about that.
Nobody cares about Don Lemon.
It would have to be he would have to be reaching his goal. So if there isn't, just like people who contact us to be in the legal episode, something has to have happened, you know. So it's worked from beginning to end, and this is the result. A judge was fired, a bar grievance was filed, and the charges were dropped, or someone got pulled over and didn't get in trouble. He has the goal. He has this amazing, huge goal, and his goal is to end all wars. So, I mean, I don't know, but it would have to be planned. And the biggest obstacle for a lot of potential guests is they won't do like the homework to create the bullet points and have the Zoom meetings to prepare. So it would just have to be about his willingness to go along with the format, I guess, and there would have to be a story with a conclusion.
Thank you.
Let's let up our next guest, DeFreak. Welcome to Chats with Jack with Z.
It's me. So yeah, everything's pretty cool. You know, I just wanted to say, Z, you know, I want to thank you actually for just being you. It's panel versus better with you around. I think you're one of the most intelligent broadcasters out. And the reason I say that is because I was on your show one time, and we were talking about something or another, and you really like got me, you know, quote unquote, got him. And you could have literally shredded me to pieces, and you chose not to. And so I just want to give you props for that, and all the respect. It just, you know, don't be a stranger. I love to see broadcasts. So thank you.
Much love to Freak.
That was the slick glazing.
Not really. Very, very blatant.
All right.
No, not slick as in manipulative. What slick as in it was just very glazy. I know. I'm having two conversations.
Much love to Freak. I think I'm going to remove him because I think that's all he wanted to say. I'm going to drop the link again. I only dropped it once, and we got a bunch of people up. Come on up, lend your voice to today's Chats with Jack with Z. This is interesting format, Mr. Dusty. I wonder if Jack ever goes on the road again, if he'd consider bringing you up as a guest host. Do you think you guys are there yet, or you might need some more work on the relationship?
I'm surprised that anybody's there after his experience with the producer Moose a few years ago.
Can we elaborate on that, please? I would like to know some details. Thank you.
Moose had keys, and I think it was it Paul's or Jack's on someone's birthday. He took the keys from Jack to his own stream during his own stream and gave them to Paul, who locked him out of his stream. So
a lot of trust involved with something like that. Who knows? Maybe
I
we'll
don't
see
think that we're there yet. I don't think that he trusts my judgment with things, which is fair because we have very different judgment metrics, I think.
Okay, so there's currently a poll for all you out there, and Jack wants everybody to vote. It says, vote yes or no. Do we let in King Stephen?
Scandalous.
So there's no poll because the polls are being manipulated, but they just wire in the chat. We can get a good idea.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. But Stephen dropped out. We left him in the back for maybe he'll come back up if he's still listening.
It's so funny. He's telling us like, oh my god, dude, you guys have no idea. I'm gonna restream this and I'm gonna destroy you. You guys have no idea what's gonna happen. It's like, dude, we know. You do it every day. We know.
Where are you, Stephen? Come on in.
Haters are your most loyal fans.
It's an overwhelming yes in the chat. Very few no's. A couple. Some hell no's.
Yeah, we look like it might be a yes. All right.
I want to see if Flow State was aware that I was thinking of including Jack in some kind of music event that could potentially happen. And then Z, I was telling him that it would be so interested if he was involved, but I understood if he just wanted to stay local. But if you had the opportunity to be on a stage with Jack, I know that Landry is thinking about making a documentary about Jack, right?
That's true.
So I was just going to say that any opportunity where Jack's on a stage at any of these events is also an opportunity for capturing footage, B-roll footage. And also another role I could see you playing is just simply giving your outlook and your point of view over the years. And then depending on what the outcome is, it'll just be more interesting personalities to include. I was just thinking about that, about what your involvement would be. Because, I mean, if you were going to go on a stage other than advertising your show, I would also just be thinking of how we could monetize that for Jack.
You know how to speak my language. No, this is the first I've heard of it. I just a day or two ago got back from a little vacation, so the whole thing's new. I know I'd watch the documentary, and I'm an interactive person, so.
Yeah.
And so the goal here, and obviously we'll have some teasers along the way, but the goal here is to make sure that this is something that would have reach beyond the Panelverse. It would break the Panelverse in half and give it some sort of, ideally to be, of that high quality where that could be possible, where we could see things like other people dipping their toes into this and wondering, wow, does this really exist? And, sort of, I guess the comparison would be like, there's oftentimes parts of YouTube that I've never known about. Just for the sake of Jack, I'm not going to say which ones that come to mind because I feel like this chat would just obliterate them. But you know what I mean, where people see things that they would never normally see, and it's kind of like, whoa, what is this? But it kind of gives you some insight into that, and then it's then we've broken through, then we've broken the loop.
So let me jump in. So powdered, Mr. Dusty, what would
Call me Flo, sound doctor.
Well, I don't want a dead name. With that, I mean, the crowd voted, and they said Barabbas. So with that, welcome to Chats with Jack with Z, Mr. King Steven. Welcome to the show.
Hello. You needed a vote to bring me on? I missed the vote.
Well, Jack said, he said vote yes or no. And
That was not Jack. That was me. To be fair.
oh,
Men
that's right,
usually,
that's
can I get a
Landry,
word in here? Men usually make decisions without having to ask other people to vote on it. This is weird to me.
Men usually have an open dialogue without needing a 7-day requirement to get into their live chat.
Open dialogue. Well, you cried about that and said, do I need to praise you? You're the
Yeah,
only one that
that's-
cried on my channel. Nobody else cried like you did.
I know, because they get
Thousands
banned.
of people have
Because
been
you
there.
have
You
to.
cried.
You have to.
You
Hey,
cried.
can you do some moderation, Z, real quick?
Yeah,
We're
why
gonna
do you
go back and
cry
forth.
so much? Landry, oh, you're crying
Z,
again?
do you have the
Moderation.
ability to do that?
Oh.
Otherwise, we'll just, if I start talking, he's gonna do that thing he does where he talks over me.
Go
and it's
ahead.
gonna be-
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
hold on. Maybe we can use this as an opportunity to work on our mutual communication skills. Maybe Stephen and Landry need to work things out, because if I recall, King Stephen was Jack's old co-host not that long ago, and now there's a new guy in town. His name is Landry. There may be some unresolved issues. This may be a perfect opportunity for you two. Please, I want.
I was
to see you-
unpaid. Sorry.
I'm not paid.
I was unpaid. I was voluntary. I was the self-proclaimed co-host. I was trying to help his show out of the generosity of my heart, and I think this guy's got an agenda. But it's fine. I'll buy the guy some tissues
I
if
have
he
an
needs some tissues to
agenda.
cry. He interrupts and then he'll accuse me of interrupting. But that's what
you
he
just
does.
talk for too long, so you got to
You
give me a
do.
chance. Like, if we want to play the game where we actually
That's what you
respect it,
do.
we can, I mean, see, you're just. I mean, everyone can see what you're doing.
Say something meaningful. Do you have some balls?
Yeah, so of course, we could talk about what you just said. How you think that I have an agenda, but your entire channel is dedicated to calling everything and everyone on the internet a demon.
That's
and
not
just
true.
No, it's not true.
That's
We can
false.
pull it up right now if you
false.
want to.
Go
You want
ahead.
to pull up your channel? Yeah,
Pull it
let's
up.
look at it. Let's
Play
see what else is
something.
on there that's not
Yeah,
that's not
Play
that.
some of my videos. I have a whole esoterica series on esoterica, which you haven't watched.
Of course
You're
not.
lazy.
Why would I?
You're Of course not, because you're lying. You're saying my
Oh, am
whole
I?
channel's about bashing people. You
let
are
me
a
jump in.
liar.
Let me jump
You're a
in here.
liar.
I want.
Go
I
ahead.
want
Do you
to.
hear how much
I
it
wanna-
just? Oof.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I want to advocate for King Stephen here because, well, okay, he has his hijinks, he has his methods, but unless you've really watched his channel and seen his content, you really may not be informed on what he does over there. He actually has.
You're treading in difficult water here, man.
hold
I
on,
mean, we can pull up the receipts. Let's pull up
Look,
the
he,
receipts. Let's
act-
screen
he
share.
actually, in my opinion, has a very unique understanding of the nature of this reality. It's an understanding that I think needs to be heard. I think he's got a powerful voice. So what I will say is to just denigrate and disregard his material is probably an overreach, my opinion.
Yeah, it's a very obviously you're allowed to have your opinion, but I mean, this is very fascinating. Actually, hearing you say this is all coming together here. So when
It
I say
sure is. I have thousands of videos, thousands of hours
and
of
thousands of
spiritual
bots,
wisdom, and this
thousands
guy
of
can just
fake
talk
accounts
over.
and
All
stock
this
public
guy can
accounts.
do.
Hey, I didn't get the chance
All
to
he can do
respond.
is talk over and interrupt.
I didn't
I
get a
have
chance to
thousands
respond.
of
Hey,
videos.
Z,
I've been
come on.
sharing. All he
this
can do is interrupt.
Give me a fair chance
He
here.
won't even let me make a point. He's so jealous and insecure.
All right, Z, you got to seriously. Like I got to be able to make
Landry,
one statement.
Here's
I've
the
not made
thing:
a single
the
claim.
crowd. Look, to be fair, the crowd overwhelmingly voted to bring him up. It wasn't even close.
I know, and I put
I
the
don't
poll
want
up
to. I
there.
don't want to. So I don't want to mod god him. I don't want to mod god him. He's not violating community guidelines, right? Sometimes
not.
we need to hash this out. This
Well,
might
but
be.
you're not giving me the opportunity to hash it out. This is a clearly if y'all are working together, I mean that's fine. But I mean what I'm trying to say is if Jack was here, he made a very fine point with Tommy. He doesn't want that. So if King Stephen's going to be here, we got to be able to be honest with each other, and we got to be honest with what we're saying. So we can screen share. We can screen
Instead
share.
of talking over and cutting me off because you're a coward. Listen,
that's what I'm
dude,
saying.
I
I haven't
have a
insulted you
truth
yet.
channel. It's called a truth channel. I don't just do what you claimed. You're misrepresenting me and my channel. You're a liar. You just got caught in a lie. I don't just bash
What was my
people
lie?
and call everyone a demon. I have thousands of hours of truth videos going back 3 years. You're a liar. I have multiple channels on
Calling it
YouTube.
a truth channel, kind of a lie too, though.
No, it
Hey,
isn't.
so
It's the truth.
I just want you to be aware of what's happening
You're a
here.
fake pope.
This is going to. I mean, I know you
Bullshit.
and Jack are doing some here behind the scenes, so I want you to be aware that we have to be humble enough to be honest here. What is the majority of the channel?
You're
It
not
is-
honest.
The majority of it is that Jack is a
No, it isn't. You're
cockroach and-
dishonest.
I'm honest. I'm willing to have an open chat. You know, I mean, and I can't wait. You know, you can
You're
record this later.
dishonest. He's
You
he's
don't
bitter,
record
Z,
this. You can
because he
record
got
this.
banned
Well,
from my
What
channel.
if we
for being a
rephrase
nasty
the question?
cockroach.
May I suggest
He was a
rephrasing the question?
rude- He was a rude,
What if-
disrespectful creature, and he got banned. That's
Steven-
all. He's
hold
bitter.
on. Let's put
Steven.
it on simmer. Hold on. We're gonna put it on simmer. We're gonna put it on simmer. Hold on, everybody. Okay. Landry,
Mhm.
in this moment, interacting with Steven. I'm doing this for a reason. We're doing an exercise here.
I know what you're doing.
Bring us into your emotions. How are you feeling with the interaction with Steven?
I feel like he's going to use it for content, and it's going to keep continuing to let me grow. Because what people don't realize is that when you're somebody who is as small as I am, and you're going to put all these, hit pieces out on me, it's only going to serve me. So keep acting like it's going to make me, cry myself to sleep, and I'll keep continuing to go from 0 to 40 live viewers, which is a big deal in this small world, in less than a week. So thank you, Steven. Sincerely. Keep it going.
Rose, any thoughts?
I think that I was just trying to put together why it was so difficult for King Stephen and Landry to have a conversation, since I love speaking with King Stephen. And I realize this is what the problem is. It's that Landry is in this position with Jack. And because of his relationship with Jack, now King Stephen isn't getting the floor as much on Jack's show. So I can see why King Stephen would be upset with Landry, because before Landry, he had more time with Jack, and after Landry, he has less time with Jack. So that's my knee-jerk observation.
Interesting perspective. Flow State, any thoughts?
No, it's just a power struggle.
Well, hold on, but let you go. Okay, so if we're I'm gonna assess your honesty here, Z. What is Steven's channel, sincerely? If it's going to be a place where everybody gets blocked, everybody has to wait 7 days before they can even participate in the live chat. It's the same thing as Tommy. He accuses everyone of mod godding just so he can be the king.
How are you
of
going to
mod godding.
assess my honesty with a loaded question? Your assessment
I'm
of this
talking
guy.
about
but
Z.
that's
I'm not
a
talking about
loaded
you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Z, Petter Dusty. I did not say your
Oh.
name. Yeah, sorry.
You said you.
I said you, Z.
I apologize.
It's okay. So go ahead.
Okay,
Z.
so
What is
just
what
for
is
clarity-
clear and open about that?
Well, I don't know if it's a little hard to hear you, but I'm going to put Dusty in the back because his microphone's a little choppy. Well, I don't know if openness is necessarily his goal. I mean, it's YouTube. I'll just give you my opinion. YouTube to me is about presenting oneself, whatever it is, their paradigm, their worldview, putting your voice out there. And then those who want to tune in can, and those who don't have to. But what I've also learned is running away from those who are resisting us in this medium usually leads
Like you run away
to
from Paul and you run away from people who you disagree with. It's the same thing. It's just avoiding. It's not running away. It's
Nope,
picking.
I'm right
people who-
here.
well, no,
I'm
but I mean,
right-
you refuse to interact with Paul, from what I understand, right? Because you guys have your differences, and that's okay. There's no running away.
Paul hasn't
I'm right
even
here.
tried. Paul hasn't tried to come on my channel, and I've never excluded Paul once from his channel, and he's never excluded me once from his channel. So there's
I
no
haven't-
running
I haven't
away.
I haven't excluded King Stephen from my channel whatsoever. King Stephen has banned me from his channel before I ever even got the chance to come on there. But see, this is what I'm saying. This isn't a genuine understanding of what's going on. So with the same thing is happening here, where Jack has told me, hey, King Stephen, I didn't realize that he spends 4 hours, sometimes almost every night of the week, talking about how I'm a cockroach and I'm a demon, and it comes to my face and says, hey, Jack, you're just my best friend. I love you. Let's all be cool and happy and nice. So this is what Jack wanted me to come here to help him with, was to let him get more control over his panel. So it's not just, hey, I'm going to sit here with these people who are clearly playing me, and I'm going to look like embarrass myself because I haven't had the realization that maybe just sometimes it's important to take power over your broadcast, because this is what this also is. It's not just a community. It is a broadcast where we are doing what we want to do, and the message that we want to share is our message to share. So for me, I have had no, like you just saw when I tried to bring Tommy and Steven back in, I said we should do it. Jack said we shouldn't. So don't think this is all me. I'm tired of taking the blame for getting rid of Steven, because that's been all Jack at least the last 2-3 times.
Fair points on that. Links. Somebody asked for the link. Links in the chat. Come on up. Share your voice to today's chats with Jack, with Z. Let's see if Flow State's off.
You know what? See, I've got to run. I've got to head out and do some work at a coffee shop.
Blessings, Rose. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Paul Enslaved, welcome to Chats with Jack with Z.
Yeah, Mazio, if you're going to say something, try not to lie every other word out of your mouth. You know that both of my accounts are banned in your area. That's why you're laughing and giggling. So, yeah, I mean, there's really no point in lying in front of an audience when you and I both know what the reality is.
No lesser said, I said I never excluded you from my show, and you've never excluded me from yours. And that's the truth. You've never shown up in the back of my...
I have shown up at your broadcast. You won't let me up, and you banned both of my accounts. We could prove this very easily. I don't know what the point in lying is.
Same thing.
This is what you guys do. You guys lie for the benefit of an audience to save face, and it always catches up with you. Just be honest.
Please see.
Okay, you win, Paul. I excluded you.
There's no winning. You're the one playing power games like so many others. I'm not playing a game. The reality is the reality. It doesn't matter what we say or do. It doesn't change it. So if you're going to talk about reality, try to be honest with yourself and others. It's fucking embarrassing. The way you guys lie with regularity and you duping delight and laugh and giggle when you get caught, it's bitch-made shit and it's embarrassing. Men shouldn't have to check other men online like a bunch of bitches in order to get them to act like men.
How are you doing?
Come on.
You're not really interested in how I'm doing because you never responded to me the last time I reached out to you because you're not willing to be honest and
Those two
straightforward.
things are not mutually exclusive.
They
cannot reach out to you, but also want to know how you're doing, right?
I know. You're such a good friend of mine. You won't have honest interactions. You won't have back and forths. You won't, have closure in any of these
I
interactions.
wanted to keep this about Jack in case you didn't notice. This isn't about me and you.
You keep bullshitting me and everyone else, hoping that 3/4, which you're right. I see, Mazio, you're clever. You've picked up on the fact that 3/4 of the public can never figure out what anybody's doing at any one time. But you and I both know this isn't about Jack here. It's about you and your power games. If you wanted to make it all about Jack, you'd have just stayed out of everything. But you can't stay out of everything.
Really, because it's interesting.
You gotta be relevant.
Jack, well, it's interesting. That's a nice allegation and claim, but the
It's
reality
a
is
lark,
Jack.
Man, it's
the
a lark, and we all see
actual
through
reality. You're gonna talk over me or what? The reality is Jack has reached out to me multiple times recently, and Jack wants me here. This has nothing to do with you and me. That's the reality.
You're right, and that's why I stayed away, because I'm taking my own advice. But the point is, you made a statement about me and our dynamic, and as usual, like everything else you've spoken about, it's just not true. So I don't even. You say talk over you. What's the point of even letting you talk? You've been shown to be a liar and a power gamer so often. There's no point in listening to you and letting you speak because you don't say or do anything that's credible. You're literally your whole career on YouTube so far has been finding people
talking.
Your whole career on YouTube has been you finding people doing more or with more than you and attacking them to have fake feuds so you can get attention.
You know, that kind of sounds like a projection, but I'll let you have your opinion.
How is it a projection? My first video is me alone doing traveling, and then everything else went from there. And working with others on legal lawful stuff. How could it be a projection?
I would like to keep this about
We're not
Jack.
the same being.
Paul, do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say about Jack? Your history?
No, I'm good to go, man. Because we're gonna keep this all about Jack. Okay, so I said my piece. You lied again. It's just a pile of lies at this point. and we'll see where you go with it and what you do with it. It's rather entertaining for a lot of us who sit around at times and watch you guys over the course of years lie and destroy your own credibility. Because you love this gamble. You love this power game gamble that 3/4 of the public is too stupid to figure out who you are. You fucking love it. You guys should have became politicians is where you belong, right? Many of you on these YouTubes, you belong in politics. Because that's the kind of personality you are, okay? I'll see you guys later. Blessings. Love you. XOXO. I got to go. I'm busy. Got things to do.
Blessings. Paul Enslaved, everybody. Coming at ya. Much love. I want to keep it about Jack. I would have liked to hear about Paul's relationship with Jack through the years, the history. We could have kept it all copacetic. Blessings to you, Paul. Blessings. Links in the chat. Come on up. Lend your voice to today's Chats with Jack with Z. Landry, your thoughts?
My thoughts will be pretty clear and stated here, probably in the next, I don't know, maybe 2 days, 3 days after some of this, rolls over. I mean, I obviously I saw a lot of this coming, but we know that as a forgiving person, when you're a very forgiving and trustworthy person, overly trustworthy, I would say, things like this become possible to happen, and that's how certain people end up in these positions with. It's like even you said earlier, this is all we have to learn as we go along. This is all a game. This is all an art. But I think that we all know that for some people, it's not. And that is what makes Jack different. I think that he's truly just trying to make something happen. And he is too forgiving, too kind. And that's what we have here. So
here's the thing. That's what makes him look. That's what makes his message resonate.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's what you think.
That's the unique nature of Jack, and that's the thing. I'm here to show loving intent towards Jack. I said it before. Do I agree with every little thing that Jack says? Of course not. Who could do so? But it's about his intent. It's the fact that Jack has the courage and the balls, really, to get on here for year after year after year, be the locale for certain people, and present himself. And his message resonates with people. And that's the beauty of this medium. Is Jack can come on, he can present himself, and the people who respond will do so. And we know, obviously, there's those who are going to have different opinions, and that's fine. As far as me and Paul, it's not about us tonight. I'm not going to come on here and do this with Paul tonight.
Well, you played a game though. You played a game with King Steven, so you're not above it.
That's kind of an accusation. The reality is, I wasn't going to let him up until the audience voted. I would have kept Steven back there the whole time because I'm not sure about Steven's status here.
Well, yeah,
I wasn't even sure about Flow State.
You should know about his status here because he's clearly been the target of many of. I mean, if you have seen his channel, you've seen all the stuff he's done on Jack, and you've
Landry, take accountability. You're the one who asked the audience to vote, and it was overwhelming. They wanted to hear him.
I know, but that doesn't mean that
Fair
when
enough.
he comes in.
So I'm not going to let him up and just bump him out. It doesn't work like that.
Well, that's what Jack would have wanted you to do.
All right,
because
fair enough.
That's what he wanted you to do with Tommy. When Tommy got too crazy, he asked you to do that. But I know you don't want to mod.
I don't think he got. He just got crazy with you, man. With you. Look. It's fine. It's fine. There's a few people in the back who I'm not letting up currently. Links in the chat. Come lend your voice to the Chats with Jack with Z. We still have a little bit more time. Flow State, welcome back. Flow State.
Yeah. How's it? Better?
Try again. Little choppy.
Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, you're good.
Brown.
Flow State, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not rejoining with any new novel thoughts. I was just listening. While I was in Bad's reception area. Do you feel like you're the one that got away?
We're keeping it to Jack. It's all things Jack
sorry.
tonight. I'd rather than, okay, since Paul inserted himself, blessings to Paul, let's talk about what you've seen regarding Paul and Jack's relationship. Because honestly, we would be remiss to leave Paul out of Jack's history. We know that Paul was integral in Jack's history, and Jack was integral in Paul's. You witnessed much of it. Give us your take. Let's go there.
I think that it's interesting. So obviously, Paul utilized Jack for content quite a bit. I think though that the dynamics are not exactly as one-sided as they appear at first. I think that they're in a lot of ways they're playing the same game with each other, which is trying to assert basically perspective dominance, right? They've got a worldview that they want to impose on the other one, and it's kind of an endless spy versus spy loop-de-loop. They have very different methods, but they're playing the same game with each other, I believe.
I don't think so. I think it's a different game. But they are both playing games, but they're different games.
How so?
So I would argue that Jack is playing a sincere game of what he's preaching is what he wants. As far as I can tell, there's the only difference would be there are some attempts to be made contact with his family, which doesn't come across on the public-facing side, is what I understand. However, the desire to reach some sort of fame, notoriety, and find Donald Trump in wars, I don't think that's a sort of joke like many people might think it is. I think it's a genuine, sincere desire, but it often comes from what do? We need to use other people and use connections like what's happening with Z right now to maybe get more and more attention. So what we have to do here is we have to make sure that we realize that trying to get a team together and then having that team backstab you, if that happens to you over and over again, maybe it's not you that's in the loop, but people are using you for their loop. So with Paul, he admits it. He admits, I'm LARPing, we're playing this game again. I don't think Jack knows that he's in this like the way that people think he does. I think he's the more honest side of this, but not that Paul's not honest, but Paul is going to call it out for a game and he sees the cycle going. But what I'm saying is that I think that tonight, because what's going to happen before Jack can even see this, I'm going to be right there with him. I'm going to help him through it. We're going to get through it and we're going to see what happens next. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. But when there's nothing but deceivers out there, it's kind of hard to pick a good partner. So it's fascinating. I'll give you that.
Nothing but deceivers.
So hold on. There's a contribution. Thank you. Came in $2 from Rights Camera Action. Says, stop being a batch. Z. Much love.
I think that you're underselling Jack's assertiveness in reaching his objectives. His demeanor is a lot smoother than Paul's and a lot more less abrasive. But I think a lot of people sell short Jack's determination, and so I think
you and I can agree on that one. I think Jack is highly determined and focused, and I think it's going to go a long way for him. It already has. People can agree or disagree on his intent, his motives, and otherwise.
It's all speculation.
Exactly. But one thing we are not speculating about is, man, he sticks to it. He shows up. He does his thing. And I got to be honest, that goes a real long way with me. That he's doing his thing. He's not swayed from it. He comes on with the same message day in and day out. He suffers the slings and arrows of whatever this whole thing is. And he comes back fresh and he gives people chances over and over and over again. And the reality is, whether or not Jack's message resonates with any individual person, Jack's message resonates with whoever needs to hear it. And that's the thing. And a lot of people want to shut Jack up. They want to shut him down, whatever it's going to be. But there are people that need and want Jack's message. That's the fact. If there's 10 people that love Jack, if there's 100, if there's 200, if there's 1,000, there could easily be 10,000. It's just a matter of reach, a matter of scope. And that's just the way it works. So there's really no limitations. And again, I don't have to agree with Jack on every little thing. But I value the man's energy. I value what he stands for. I value his intentions. And again, that goes a long way with me. Good. Floor's open for anybody.
I actually disagree with him on most things. But yeah, you ain't wrong. He's probably one of the tougher dudes out here.
Yep.
So this is usually 2 hours is when Jack would wrap it up.
Yep. You just took the words out of my mouth. Gentlemen, it was a great stream. I'm so glad we got to see Jack. People got up, they got to lend their voice. The crowd interacted. I had a great time. Jack, if you're listening, thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I consider it an honor. Jack, you are my friend. Okay. Wherever things go from here, always remember that. And I appreciate it so much. And I hope we could have many, many more conversations. Flow State, any closing thoughts?
Nope. Thanks for having me up. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat.
Blessings. That's the Powder Dusty, everybody. Don't dead name them. Landry, thank you for being here with me through this stream. You're a good person to have here. I think you are a good person for Jack to have in his corner on his team for a lot of ways. I think you guys are going to balance each other out. And I hope you and Jack have a great time and a very productive time as he makes his way down to visit you in your hometown and you guys meet in real life. Final thoughts?
I'll see you guys in a few hours.
Go. So you're going to be streaming on your channel
Mm-hmm.
at Modern Men Lost Again on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Drop the link in the chat, good sir. I know you have the ability to do it.
You know it.
Go check. Well, now, will Jack be on the stream?
Of course, that's the stream. The stream's going to be him arriving.
Everybody, if you want to see Jack arrive, if you want to see the festivities, check it out at Modern Men Lost Again on YouTube.
Yep. I'll
Link
drop the
will be
link
in
right
the
now.
chat.
You can kick me out and have a good one.
Much love. And everybody, like I said, it was a great show. Jack, thanks again. You could find me at Zetetic Warrior on YouTube. It's not hard. I know it just says Z. It's at Zetetic Warrior. If you don't know, just ask around. Much love, everybody. Thanks for having me. Peace.